greatest apologies, my lord. I really should have knocked, but you know me. I'm much rather one for surprises. How are we enjoying our stay at the mansion?
Dalfrey, if it isn't my old friend, you were always my favorite part of visiting Bilms. You did make staying with these nobles less stuffy. Things are acceptable. I assume that the hands of fate have opened favorably to you.
Yes, well, it seems indeed they have. Albeit in a most untraditional way, but it seems they have nonetheless. My lord, it seems we are to have a couple of unexpected visitors this evening.
Oh.
Yes, I can't say I've ever seen their sorry asses in Bilms, the entire lot of them. They are not who they say they are. However, it is inconsequential. They will not cause a problem, I guarantee you.
I would like to see this pair for myself. A rebel flame, perhaps, yet to be stamped out.
If it is your will, I shall arrange it for you, my lord. My lord, one last thing.
Dalfrey,
Yes?
I already know.
Yes. My apologies, my lord. I will be seeing you later this evening.
Good luck, Dalfrey.
My name is Keen Decker, and I'm here to invite you to an evening not like most others. An evening where 4 streamers are pitted up against one another in hopes for fame and fortune. Will one streamer rise to the top and unlock fortunes like no other? Or will they all fall victim to the horrors of Marth's Dungeon?
Brilliant.
Hello. Yeah,
Truly
I definitely did
master
not.
of tech.
I definitely did not go to the wrong side. I should just have a hotkey for it. I don't know why I just don't do these things.
The
But
Riz grape.
yeah, we saw the Riz grape right off the bat. Surprise! It's a game show episode. No, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Marth's Dungeon. This is episode 9. We have been kind of rotating between what's happening with all the different cast members. And we last ended with a game show episode with Marth. And we also went through Thames and Look Down's little mini arc. But we are starting off with Alice and not Look Down. Alice and Pivid, aka Rizid. They are going to be infiltrating a mansion as a secret dinner party is taking place at said mansion, and they are going to be kind of investigating. Well, at least the orders are to investigate kind of what is happening, what's being said at this dinner party, and overall to eliminate Captain Rel. So it is approximately, it's a little bit later than 7 p.m. right now, and you kind of initially just pass the gates, and the guards let you in. You show them the dinner invitation, and you begin heading down the walkway here towards the mansion. You both look extremely elegant. Alice does not look like she's very happy with having to dress up for the occasion. And yes, you just kind of start slowly but surely walking down the path past the floating hammock and making your way over to the mansion.
A moment, Alice. If anyone asks, as they likely will, since we're so unexpected, you are my adjutant or assistant. You've been helping me with matters at Soyet's castle, and we are here to investigate some matters of an escaped prisoner, or two escaped prisoners that escaped from the dungeons and likely head in this direction.
Okay. All right.
I'll handle most of the specifics, but that should
All right. Assistant handling looking for escaped prisoners. Okay.
Beautiful.
Sounds simple.
Continue walking down the path, and it seems to be a relatively quiet night. The only thing you can realistically hear in the background is just the subtle kind of just like chirping of crickets and bugs on a very beautiful kind of summer's evening. It seems that everybody is off doing things or at the mansion already. You continue to head upwards, and you reach a path with a very, very well-paved road with a gigantic wall surrounding it. Who would like to go first?
I'm assuming since I'm assistant, I would be behind.
Perfect.
Yeah, Pivot will go.
Pivot leads the way up the road, and as you reach the end of the road, there is an elderly man in a suit waiting for the both of you. And he says, "Oh, hello. How are we doing?"
Good evening. I'm doing quite well. Yourself?
Lovely night we're having.
Quite. You okay, my good man?
Yes. I just get very nervous to wreck these dinner parties. But I do love my lord so much. She is so kind to me, to let me work inside this mansion all these years.
Well, if you would be so kind as to show us in.
Oh, yes, where are my manners? May I see your invitations?
Oh, of course. Pivot pulls out his invitation to show.
Alice will also pull out.
Ah, a pleasure to meet you, my young master and young lady. The name is Jeeves. And he reaches his hand out to greet you.
Well, Pivot will shake it.
Ah, yes, thank you. The right this way. And he leads you up the path.
Good.
Everybody slowly but surely heads up. And as you kind of turn the corner, you just look up, and this is a gigantic mansion. It is very, very lavish and gaudy. It is not bashful about it whatsoever. Very, very just out there. As you kind of walk up the steps, it is a very, very long, winding journey to kind of showboat and showcase the just the overall property and landscape. And walk past a really, really nice gazebo. And as you kind of reach the steps leading into the mansion, you look off to your left and you see a very, very well kept pool with lanterns hanging over it, a couple of cloth chairs and some furniture outside of it, because they're definitely those type of people, and just a couple of residents on the lawn just enjoying themselves and drinking.
Oh, Jeeves, by the by.
Yeah.
It's my first time in Bilms, and at this party. Who owns this wonderful mansion?
Yes, it's owned by my lovely lady, Captain Rel.
Oh yes, I've spoken around a few times.
She is.
Wonderfully dedicated woman.
Oh, she's wonderful. I love the work that she does. She keeps me and the children inside of a home when no one else would have me.
Children, you say? I was not aware Captain Rowe had children.
Oh, not her own. Just a sort of an adoption that she does. She undertakes and sees that these children have a good upbringing.
Okay. I understand.
Well, I guess I shall show you in.
And he opens the door and kind of gestures for you to walk inside.
Vid will enter.
Perfect.
Alice will follow.
Perfect. You both enter. You both enter into the mansion. And wait for this to load just a little bit here. And as you enter the mudroom, you can see that this is absolutely the real deal. Inside the mudroom itself is a wash bowl immediately for everybody on entry. There's just a very, very nice coat hanger and a couple of Jeeves and a young butler. Sorry, a young maid waiting to take anything that you wish to hang.
Could
I
I?
don't believe Vid has a coat or anything of the sort, no?
No, just like the very tight-fitted leather jacket.
Right this way. I believe my lady will probably be waiting for you.
Nice.
The party has already started. And, oh, may I mention, dinner shall be served at 8 p.m. on the dime.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Anything I can do to be of assistance, just let me know. I do love being important. And I just love my lady so much.
He starts walking, kind of hobbling away. And
Man is a tier 3 subscriber.
he kind of walks off. And as he walks off, this young maid walks up to you and says,
"Is there anything I can get for you? Can I take any items to hang for you?"
I believe I'm quite alright, miss. Thank you.
No problem. Let me know if you need anything. Right this way. I'll introduce you. And let the lady know that you're here.
Yes. What is your name, by the way, miss? He's asking us to walk in.
My name is Danielle.
and you start walking forward, and as you reach the end of the mudroom, leaning up against the exit to the mudroom against the wall is none other than Captain Rel herself. And as she looks at you, you just as she looks at you, Rizid, you feel just the overall atmosphere completely shift, and you see just a twinkle in her eyes.
Oh, no.
And the young girl turns to you and says,
Here you are, my lady. May I present?
and she she kind of like steps off the wall and moves in front of her and says, "You don't need to tell me who this is.
Oh, no.
I can't believe you showed up here in Bilms."
Well, I could not turn down a wonderful party at such an esteemed manner. Dear God.
And she kind of like walks up to you, but Alice is kind of sandwiched in between you, and she turns to Alice and says, "Who is this, may I ask?"
She's my newly hired assistant for matters at the castle.
Oh,
Work has been piling up, so there's been much to do.
I see. Well, it's nice to meet you. What did you say your name is, my dear?
It is. Hang on, I'm trying to remember if we were gonna. Never mind. It's Alice.
Alice. Very good. Well, it's nice to meet you both. I suppose I'll show you around the manor.
Yes, please do.
And she like looks at the young maid and gives her like a shoe, and she scatters very, very quickly, and kind of runs off to a station. And she turns back around, smiles, and says,
Well, I originally had expected for Soliet herself to be here. I sent her an invitation quite some time ago, about a month. So I assumed that she was here, but it seems that she sent her her trusted companion and handsome man Pivot to explain the reaches of her project for the party itself. And I can't say that I can't say that I can complain.
Yes. She's been rather recluse as of late. More tied up in the laboratory, so she sent me in her stead.
Oh, she's been recluse. Well, I suppose in her line of work, some things can sometimes get to you. May I ask why she's been so to herself?
Well, as we discussed earlier, the VIP of sorts is failing in health, and she has been more tied up with him.
Oh, you don't say. Well, I suppose it serves him right, but at the same time, I do fear for her mental health. I wish her only the best. Please give her my regards when you get back home.
Of course, I will.
Perfect. Well, allow me to show you around.
she starts walking forward.
Well, I suppose I will follow.
Perfect.
But Alice is thinking to herself, did she say handsome?
Oh
God! What she said?
Ew.
Jeez.
The whole time, like, is that how she's greeting people?
I see what you say. I was like, damn, that's pretty savage.
Not people, pivot.
You walk into the main area itself, and a gigantic, very well dressed dinner table sits in the middle of the room with several partygoers chatting amongst each other. The butlers and maids are running around giving drinks to various partygoers. And yeah, let me just give you like an overall scope of the area here. There is a dance floor at the northernmost part of the mansion here. And
Is that Hans from Frozen?
Hans from Frozen where?
Next to the blonde lady.
I was thinking Chris Pratt.
Damn. It actually does kind of look like
He has a little bit of Chris Pratt.
And also the dude from Frozen too. What the hell? But actually,
He has a little mix of. He looks pretty bonkers. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, welcome to my mansion. You, I don't know if you've been introduced to any of these people, but these are my closest friends and accomplices in my business.
yeah,
So-
it's been my first trip to Bilm, so rather unfamiliar with most of the popular faces here.
Did you enjoy the town itself?
Yes, it was quite a lovely place.
You didn't go to the... you didn't go to the library, did you?
Oh, no.
Good. That guy is a complete kook. Well, allow me to show you around.
And she once again kind of just starts guiding you, and she snaps at one of the maids to come up to you, and she says,
Won't you ask these two if they would like a beverage?
Yes, would you care for a beverage, my masters?
and she's carrying a tray with a couple of flukes of champagne.
Pavid will take one fluke.
Perfect. You take a fluke.
Alice will also take one.
Perfect. She hands you both a
mockingly, elegantly.
with the pinky up and everything. You
Master has given Navi a sock.
you both take a fluke of champagne, and she doesn't even look back over to Rel. She just quickly hurries back over to his station and kind of just puffs her chest up.
Well, now that you have a beverage, we do have a dance floor if you wish to loosen up a little bit. We have some music playing this evening by a fairly couple of talented people. And, yes, oh, how could I forget? The fool is here himself. He's doing fortune readings if you wish to partake or even just be a part of listening to the ridiculous nature of his fortunes.
Fortune telling.
He's supposedly very accurate, but I don't believe in any of this.
Sounds somewhat intriguing.
You head over to the fortune telling, and it is none other than Dolphy Evans talking to one of the butlers. And as Rel kind of approaches, the boy kind of scaredly turns around and looks back at him, and she says,
"Oh, it's fine. Go ahead, give him his reading. I'd like to see what you have to say."
Oh, Lady Rel, well, what do I owe the honor of having you be a participant in my audience? And, who is this behind you?
and she kind of just moves off to the side to see the both of you.
Pavid will kind of step forward a bit. I am Pavid, current apprentice of Solia the Witch.
Ah, yes, I do believe that I met you before. Where am I thinking? Ah, yes, the tavern. Pivot, you said?
Yes.
And he reaches his hand out to greet you, to shake.
Pavid shakes his hand.
You shake his hand, and you feel just a twinge of a chill just shoot down the back of your spine. And he smiles, just nods quickly, and then he looks over to Alice and says,
Oh my. It's good to see you again, my lady. I had a feeling that we might see each other and run into one another in the mansion. It's the, the piano teacher.
and he looks over to Rel, and Rel says,
Piano, I didn't know that you played.
Oh, yeah. Just enough to teach here and there. Nothing too extravagant.
Yes, we all find a living where we can. Unfortunately, my living does not pay extremely well, but I do live off the other good fortunes of those around me.
and he kind of winks at Rel. She rolls her eyes. And he turns back to the child and says,
But where was I? I'm so sorry, my boy.
and he has the child rest his palm out, and he places his hand on top of it. And he closes his eyes briefly and says,
A mixed fortune for you, my boy. It seems if you offer a drink to the gentleman up on the dance floor, he will give you something extremely sweet in return. Let's see, what else? Your unlucky number is 7. Do avoid it. But that is all I have to see in your future, your near future. Best of luck, boy.
And he doesn't say anything and kind of stands there for a second. And Rel kind of just like quickly stomps on the ground. And he kind of like spins around quickly and runs back over to his station.
Would you care to have your fortunes read?
Is it like no, not even thinking? Alice just blurts out, "Yes."
Perfect.
Actually.
You head over to him, and he asks you to place your palm out for him.
And I place it out.
He places his hand on top of you, or on top of your palm, and you feel...
Whoa.
I'm sorry, not like that.
Whoa, what kind of reading is this?
You feel a chill kind of just shoot down the back of your spine, and he takes a second and just is really seeming to, like, be confused about something. You can see just, like, confusion on his face, and he says,
Well, it seems that your... it seems so cloudy what your future is.
And Rel, like, interrupts, and she says,
Oh, come on, I know it's a load of malarkey anyways. You always give the most general depictions of things that would happen. And I know that you fix certain things so they appear to be predetermined.
And he doesn't really pay any mind to it. He just keeps his eyes closed and says,
No, it does seem that everything is incredibly cloudy with you, but I do see only one thing in your future. Perhaps a dance with me.
Why did I see that coming? I saw something like that coming.
Yeah, both of us trying to get rinsed up today. Fucking hell.
Oh my god.
he keeps his, like, eyes closed, like, waiting for an answer and kind of smiling as he thinks it's probably the smoothest thing he's ever said in his life.
Oh my god. Alice is gonna go from looking down at her hand and looking up at him and says, well, you know, like she said, it could be malarkey. And then she's gonna take her hand away.
And he opens up. Yeah, you kind of just, like, step back, take your hand away, and he says,
I suppose there can't all be winners.
Fair enough, my dear. And as you slip your hand away, Alice, you feel something just sit in the palm of your hand as it turns over. And he kind of briefly just gives you, like, a look. And looks over to Pivid and says,
Would you like to have your fortune read, my boy?
What's the harm? What was your
Might
name,
ask for a
by the
dance.
by?
Dalfrey Evans. The handsome, clairvoyant future seer. I offer my services to all, whether poor or rich, pauper or king. And I do say I do a rather good job.
So let's have it then. Pivid will offer his palm.
perfect. You hand your palm off to him, and he rests his hand on top of yours, and yet again he kind of seems to just have a confused expression on his face. And as he takes a couple of seconds, Rel just like gets impatient, and she just like starts laughing. She says,
See, I knew. He's reaching. He's trying to grasp at anything that could be possibly in your future. Well, I suppose maybe you're right. My boy, I suppose I will give you your fortune in just a second.
and he takes his hand off of yours, and reaches his hand out to Rel and says,
My lady, if you would. You want to read my fortune?
I would.
Wow, this'll be rich.
And she walks forward, and her hand is like twice the size of his, and he places it inside her palm. And right away, without like thinking anything, he simply states,
Well, it seems that...
I don't know why I had Rel's voice for a
hold
second.
Wow.
Well, it seems that, it's quite interesting. What is it? It seems that you should let the tides of fate act on their own fruition. If something seems to be contrary to what it should, perhaps you should go along with it. And not fight fate itself, my dear. Lest your outcome be less than desirable. Yeah, okay. Whatever you say.
And she steps back, and then he quickly turns to Pivot and says,
And as for you, I see, well, a suitor, someone is quite hot on you, fancies you. Potential love is in your future. And it was blurry before, but it did come to me now. The expression, keep your enemies close, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. But rather, in this instance, I would say keep your enemies far, but your friends farther away.
Interesting spin on things.
Yes, well, what can I say? Not all things come to fruition. So, I may as well make sure I see things a little bit more clearly. Perhaps it'll help my readings in the future. And he grabs a glass of champagne and just quickly chugs it back and throws it down and puts it on the table.
Oh my god.
Fred's gonna kind of think for a second, take a sip of his champagne. The feeling that shot through me, could I perhaps roll an Arcana check to try and identify it?
Sure.
Let's see. That would be a 18.
It feels like nothing you've ever felt before in your life.
Totally magical in nature, though?
It doesn't necessarily seem inherently magical, whatever that feeling was. It more so just a gut reaction of when you know something is astray. Something isn't necessarily as normal as it normally should be.
Very well.
And Dolfrey bows his head and says, Well, I will bid you adieu for now. If you wish to speak to me at any interval, I'll be moseying about with the rest of the rabble here. I'll be on the dance floor. And he kind of goes in between you, Pivot, and Rel, and kind of just does one of like the hands out in between both of you. And, like, flourishes his cape and walks past you towards the dance floor. And he's gonna go right on this platform and start dancing.
He's got quite the air of bravado.
Yeah.
He's full of it, all right. He does this trick every single time.
And this kid has actually gone up to the dance floor as well. And she says,
just look. He always will plant something to make you believe that his fortunes are real.
and she like points over to the small little butler kid, and he walks up to this older gentleman and hands him a glass of champagne, and in return, the old man pulls a piece of candy out and sticks it in the butler's pocket, and he like is extremely like exuberant about it. It's like the nicest thing he's ever had anybody do for him. So he's just like kind of excited and jumps up and down a little bit, and then runs back over as kind of like a child would naturally, and then slows his pace down once he reaches the stairs and knows that he needs to be proper in the dining room itself.
What did I tell you?
A fragment of truth. Though perhaps it's all lies. One can never know.
Well, I see a load of bullshit.
And she kind of starts walking forward past you and kind of gives you the sign to follow behind her once more.
We will follow.
She looks over to like the bathroom area, says,
If you ever need to use the restrooms down here, you can use our bathrooms. All very accommodating. The food shall be coming out of the kitchen tonight. An excellent meal from only the finest cooks in Bilms. But I would like to show you something in particular upstairs.
Upstairs?
Yes, upstairs, where I spend most of my time away from all the gaudiness and elegance of everything here.
and she starts leading you towards the upstairs, past this kid, and as she reaches the guard, she kind of just like waves him off, and he walks off to the side. Guides you to the upstairs. 2, 3. Oh god! Oh, it went down. Oh god! Oh god! Oh, why are you under the floor? What happened? What happened? Why are we under the floor? Give me 1 second. Nope. What? Why are you under the floor? Give me 1 second, I can fix this. Easy. Technical difficulties, no problem.
March dungeon specialty.
Why are you inside the floor? What happened? What?
We're in your walls.
I'm just gonna replace the tokens. I apologize if you are it's just part of the mansion in some alternate universe from here on out.
The stairs are actually an SCP. You just swallow those as we step on them.
She guides you up a long set of stairs.
Not in them? Okay.
Yeah, not inside the stairs. And out into a very, very long and just beautiful, well-kept hallway here. And as you kind of like peer down all the sides, like you can see guards kind of marching back and forth at like attendance, just making sure everything is in order, nobody's kind of trespassing, walking back. And she's going to get in front of you here. And
Goodbye, Rel. The project, what iteration of it did you hear of? Because it has been some time since Soyot last gave a report, I believe.
Incredibly enough, we haven't heard a single thing from Soyot. Only that it'll be the greatest asset to our efforts in Petovia. She sounded rather convincing at the time, but the powers that be, powers above even my own, are getting even more curious as each day passes, and they want an update on how Project Renthal is going.
I understand. Well, I will try to explain as much as I am able. I am not Solyet herself, after all.
It would be a wonderful, wonderful boon for not only yourself and your standing, but for me as well. I'm preparing to have this meeting once we finish dinner. We have a special guest tonight. Actually, he's just down this way. He will be joining us for dinner.
And she kind of just like guides you down. As she like goes past this area, she says,
If you ever need to clean up while you're upstairs, we do have a beautiful restroom just off to our right here. There is a guest bedroom here, which is currently unoccupied, if you need to stay the evening.
and she very, she very carefully guides you down this way, and reaches the door, but does not dare kind of like take it a step closer. And she turns back to you and says,
"Our guest will be joining us tonight. His name is, well, his pseudonym is the Radiant Knight. He's the closest advisor to Niyal herself. Her sword and shields. Very important figure in Mechalite society. I won't bother him, as he may see it as disrespectful if I do approach him, so.
I understand.
But he will be joining us at the table this evening, and I'm quite anxious and excited to hear your update on how things are going. Should things go well, can you just imagine?"
And she kind of like walks over to you and just, in almost an uncharacteristic way, grabs your hand and just kind of like starts shaking it excitedly. It's like smiling.
The possibilities alone are just... But I'll have you follow me just this way.
And she guides you back down the hallway.
This is where we will conclude the tour. The last area, should you wish to and
she like looks at the guard, and he's just kind of like loafing around, and he kind of like perks up. He's like, yes, here, my lady, let me grab this for you. And it is it is literally a clothesline that is blocking the entryway of whatever this place is. And he kind of brings it off to the side for you. He says, right this way. And she like turns back to you and she says,
"I know it's a little bit of a mess, but well, I'll have it cleaned up by the next time. I didn't expect visitors per se."
Alice is just wide-eyed and looking off to the side, like with the other group.
Yeah.
I forgot the kid's name that I'm here to save.
Oh,
Why does my hand tingle?
And she thinks that you guys are like having an absolute blast. And she's just like,
"I call this room the final destination. Step in, if you will."
And let me just unveil it for you.
Hello. Oh my god.
Oh me, oh my.
What is this?
Oh my god.
final destination.
She kind of like guides you over into the room, and as you just feel extremely uncomfortable stepping in here. And
What does it smell like in here?
it smells real bad.
Is there a musk?
There's definitely a musk of just like sweat, old food, just like old drinks that have kind of just been sitting on obviously the ground. There's like little jacuzzis here, and one of them has like a bottle floating in it. As you kind of like look forward into the room, you see a table with a couple of knives on it and a severed finger with blood stains.
Oh,
Huh.
man, I wonder what was happening there.
This is where usually the party goes at the end of the night, if you if you know what I mean.
Yes.
The master bedroom. What do you think?
It's rather spacious. Having running water in the second floor is quite the accomplishment.
That sword on the floor over there.
What's a sword? Yeah, there's definitely a sword on the room, or on the floor there. And she like looks to both of you and she says,
Well, take a look around if you like. Make yourselves at home.
Alice is scared to step anywhere.
It's a brave boy. Okay. He's gonna kind of wander over towards that upper water pool.
yes, you go over to the water pool. Are you looking for anything in particular? Or are you just kind of looking around?
He's just kind of inspecting it, but also trying to see if there's like signs of anyone else being here. There's a bunch of sleeping bags in the room.
Give me... First, give me an observation check.
Okay. That is a 14.
14, as just kind of like a general observation around the room. Yet again, you just see that it's very, very dirty. Across the room, there's definitely a shit stain on the rug. As well as a horrible, horrible odor coming from what seems to be just like a vase right next to the bed. And you kind of spy something interesting on the table down this way. And give me also a nature check.
Okay. That is an 11.
From what you can kind of generally see here, you kind of like look around and see that most likely it was just various party goers, whether like, you know, just like junkies and or just like rich people trying to bum like a good time off of Rel. They pretty often sleep in here. You can definitely smell it. But it doesn't seem like anyone in particular kind of comes to mind.
Gotcha. Fred's gonna go try to look at that interesting thing he saw on the table then.
Perfect. Yeah, you kind of you start walking over towards the table, and this kind of very just bright glass vial is holding an interesting substance which you have actually never seen. And kind of as you approach it and get close to it, you lift it up, and it is just like this beautiful, beautiful kind of substance, like I said, that you've never seen before. And Captain Rel turns around and says,
Oh, I see that you have expensive taste.
This is not quite anything I've seen before. What might it be?
It's from a new vendor. I don't know specifically where they're from. They wish to remain anonymous, but it's a wonderful new drug called what was it? Let me think here. Ah, yes, it was Soul Drop.
And Alice, this immediately rings quite a few bells in your head. And she kind of like gets closer to you and says,
I've been told that it feels like the most incredible out-of-body experience that you've ever had. So much so that once you have it, you can never live life without it. It's expensive, truly, because it's of good quality, I can tell.
Yes, I can definitely see the quality and how it was formulated.
Could I go over there and see how good of a quality it is?
yes. You head over and give me a nature check.
17.
Yeah, you look it up and down, and for what it's worth, Soul Drop always looks very, very pretty, but you can tell as you've seen it a lot, that it is not of the highest quality. that she probably got pretty ripped off for the amount that she got and probably the quality that she got. And she's like,
oh, you enjoy as well?
Oh no, I've just been, been around as a piano teacher. I see a few things. It's very interesting who hires a piano teacher. So I've seen from the highest qualities to the lowest qualities of this stuff.
Well, yes, surely. It is indeed a rich man's drug, so I actually got a very good deal for this. I only paid 1 million gold for this one.
Oh, okay.
But when the money flows like, well, literally rivers, it's easy to pay for such a luxury.
Yes.
My dear, what else have you seen as a piano teacher? You seem to have quite a few interesting stories yourself.
Oh, I mostly try to pay attention to the keys, but the people who can afford my lessons usually have that stuff laying around.
Yes, she's been quite traveled. Just quite surprised when she settled around the Sins. But her work ethic was more than apparent when I picked her up.
I can't imagine that you have...
The drug now.
Oh, yes, of course. I can't imagine that you have too much, you get too much business in Petovia. In its current state.
Yeah, that's why I'm mostly focused on being an assistant right now.
Well, that's perfectly understandable. Either way.
And she goes over to Pivot and pulls the glass out of your hands and places it on the table. She looks at you and says,
later tonight.
And she like stretches out her arms and kind of just like yawns. Does like that very awkward thing when there's just like a silence. And she doesn't really know what to do with her body. Just kind of like squirms a little bit. Which is very strange for her because she always is just like this extremely intimidating presence. She kind of like looks over to Pivot and says,
well, there is quite some time before dinner starts.
Alice is going to take that as a cue to turn around and walk towards the guard.
Wow! Wow! You begin to walk away.
Excuse myself,
And she doesn't say anything to you in return. She's just like so happy that you got the social cue and she didn't have to say anything.
Oh no.
She takes it as a sign from God.
Piano teachers, they know.
What do you
I meet an adult.
You got a full ass woman right here.
Well, now that well, now that we're alone.
And she just like she really tries to like make a move, like a first move on you, and just like awkwardly places a couple of fingers and just like pulls like a little hair off of you, off like your shoulder, and she says,
There seemed to be a hair on your shoulder. I removed it for you, but
and she like flaunts her hair and she says,
I wouldn't mind getting a couple more on you.
Oh God. Why you do this to me, man? Oh dear God.
I'll let you think of a response to what you want to do to that. Alice, what are you doing in the meantime?
I'm going to. I want to talk to the guard.
Perfect.
Just make very awkward now small talk and go. Does it really get that rowdy in here at nights?
It gets really, really rowdy sometimes, yeah.
Wait. Is this usually your post here?
Yeah. They call me the Watcher.
The Watcher, as in watching over, or
Uh.
are we talking voyeurism, Porter?
It's unintentional, but there's a clothesline. It's not much protection of the
That's-
eyes.
That's true. I mean, do you have to face them? Is that part of it?
Rel gets a little weird sometimes. And he's like, speaking of, oh no. And he kind of like looks over and he sees that she's doing like her usual moves. Because she's probably done this line hundreds of times to other people. And he just like quickly takes the clothesline and like tries to fan out the clothes as much as possible.
Okay, I can't imagine the sounds are all that thrilling.
It sounds like a... and he like very just closely leans into you. Like a wild animal.
Alice is kind of like looking down and like, oh, maybe it wasn't a good idea to leave him back there. Huh?
I will not forgive you for this.
And then Alice is gonna look back at the guard and be like, well, am I gonna get my friend? Is he gonna come back safe?
Yeah, I mean, he might be, a little sore, but he'll come back just fine, trust me.
Okay, that's my only worry right now. Keeping my job, so.
Keeping my job.
Gotta keep employment, Piano, there ain't really a lot of piano teacher gigs out here.
Yeah, and I, don't really have much of an option for what I'm doing either.
Yeah, my heart goes out to you, sir. Yikes. Well, I need to fill up on my champagne, my glass. Good luck with that.
Yes, milady.
If he comes out walking funny, you can find me somewhere.
I do have to stick to patrol here, but if I do, I'll see what I can do.
Okay, thank you.
And where would you like to head?
I want to head back downstairs.
Perfect. You start heading back to the downstairs.
R.I.P. Pivot.
Oh my god.
I was thinking that was not very smart to leave, but it's too late. I don't want to go back in. I feel bad for leaving, but I don't want to go back in there to try and save the situation.
Man's gonna come out a fucking husk of him former self.
Oh god. Vivid.
Yeah.
We once again come to a wonderfully beautiful, awkward situation where she kind of is just like twinkling her eyes at you and waiting for a response.
Twinkling.
Oh god, dude.
Well, perhaps maybe you just need to relax first?
Just a second. God damn it. Vid. Roll a will save. I got a 21.
Oh god.
Okay.
I mean,
Vid's gonna like gently grab her by the shoulders,
Yep.
okay, and lean up and just give her a very chaste kiss on the lips. And once he leans back, he's gonna say, "We'll save it later, the main event." There's a teaser.
Oh god. And as you kind of lean in to kiss her, your mask, your like nose piece like pokes into her like right into her forehead. You give her like a little peck on the mouth, and it tastes like beef.
Mm-hmm.
And she just like, oh, yes, sir. And she just like, you can just see that she completely melts in front of you. And she like guides you to the door. And opens up the clothesline herself, and the guard like turns to her and goes, Lady Rel, that was quicker than usual. And she walks out with you, and you gain 1 reputation point.
Okay. Fucking hell.
That is absolutely one of the written in reputation points in films.
You're kidding.
No, I'm not joking. If you sleep with her and or give off the perception that you slept with her, you gain 1 reputation for sleeping with Captain Rel.
Oh god.
Let's go, Rizid.
Help me.
let's go get you some more champagne, sweetie.
Oh god.
And you're already downstairs here. She's gonna guide you back downstairs. Inside the walls. Oh, nice.
Oh my god.
It just like didn't bring you up at all. I don't understand it, but you know it's okay. So, Alice, what were you kind of? Where did you go in the meantime? You just grab champagne from one of the butlers.
Yeah, I just grabbed one of the champagne. Maybe stood by the stairs to listen for the music. Trying to remember the name, if that lady gave me a name of her kid.
She actually did not give you a name.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. And then I was like, didn't?
But she was a fell goblin. So any creature that she would realistically breed with, she would also have a fell goblin. So you're looking for a fell goblin child.
Okay. So Alice is just thinking, goblin child. What was the name? There was no name. Why does my hand still tingle? What was that?
And as you're kind of like shipping, as you're sipping your champagne, and
I ship them. That's my OTP right there.
Oh god. You're sipping your champagne, and yes, I do like the suggestion that Dolphy Evans is just doing the shepherd dance out on the moving platform here, and he kind of just like nods at you a couple of times, and as you get like as you've been sitting next to the dance floor, you do hear you hear some music coming from the dance floor itself.
No.
I asked for permission for this. I fucking love this song. This is like the hottest song ever. I fucking love it. Yeah, you hear some wonderful like club music coming from the inside of the dance floor. And
Oh my god.
This song is such a banger. I like nerd out every single time I listen to it. I'm such a fangirl. It's Chemical Love. And so you remember that Dolphy had slipped you something in your hand?
Yeah.
Alice. And it's still kind of just like sitting in the palm of your hand.
So he actually slipped something in there?
Yep.
Or is it just
You could feel that it was a piece of paper that he slipped you.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the piece of paper.
You open up the piece of paper. And it says, "Within your best interest, you should talk to me. One of you will die tonight." And you read this as you see Dolphy kind of smiling and dancing on the platform.
I'm like jamming right now, actually. It's hard to think with the song playing.
No, I totally understand.
I'm gonna down the rest of my little new champagne and put it by the stairs. I hear it playing again.
It's so catchy.
And then go towards him.
Perfect. This old woman has been spitting for what feels like probably like half a year to her. She kind of like steps off the platform and tries to keep like moving, but she's continuing to spin. I have to turn that off, but for now I'm gonna keep it because it's very funny. And she like kind of slowly makes her way over to the older gentleman who she's probably with. And you go to approach Dolphy, and he kind of just like smiles to you and steps just ever so slightly off the platform to let you up with him.
No, I want to walk to the other one and then tell him with my eyes to come follow me.
Oh! And he just like goes, oh yes, okay. And he like when you turn like your eyes away just for a brief second, he goes, damn. And steps over to the platform that you're on. Are you giving him enough room to get up on top of the platform? There's definitely enough room for two people, but if you're like in the middle of the platform, there definitely won't be.
I'm gonna not give him enough room.
Perfect.
To see how he's gonna try to get up here.
He's just like the platform or like the tiles are kind of moving under him, so he's just like kind of like walking to the beat and just like looking around and like puts his finger up to his chin and looks back up to you and says, my dear, Alice, if you wouldn't mind,
And then Alice is gonna look down from dancing on there and go, if you want up here, come up here.
And he like tries to get up here, and like is like very squashed in, while trying to get up, like and just like is like kind of just brushed up against you uncomfortably, and he's like, yes, well, hi.
Wait, my part is playing. Now I'm confused again. I hear myself. I'm gonna take his hand that he took my hand with and pull him a little bit closer and step back.
Perfect. You both kind of comfortably fit on the platform.
And then as I remove my hand, I'm gonna put the piece of paper back in his.
Yes, well, I'm happy that you managed to escape the crowd. It's very well done. I didn't really intend to come off as so posh, and where are my manners? I apologize, my lady. It was not my intention to attempt to seduce you as, and he, like, looks across, like, the ballroom at, Pivid and Rel.
Help me.
Well, my dear, you are in grave danger. And I could not, really relay this information to you. Here, dance with me.
Okay.
And he kind of starts dancing with you and, like, brings you for a dip and just, like, whispers in your ear. He's just like,
Well, you see, I saw a very unfortunate future for you and your friend. It seems that both of you are at the mercy of a higher power at the moment.
And then hearing that, I'm gonna dip back up and then do a little more dancing and then dip him.
I love it. I love it. And he's actually surprisingly, just give me a strength check.
Okay. A 15.
He's surprisingly light. Like, you kind of go to dip him and you're like, oh wow, it feels like I'm dipping nothing, because this man is like skin and bones. He's very twink-like.
Very.
He's very twink-like, yes.
Very. Oh my god, I was gonna say something else.
Yeah. You give him a dip and he says,
Well, yes, it's rather serious. I do care for the safety of your group, as I have seen into your past a fair bit. And, I'm here to support your cause.
And then to finish off that dip, Alice is going to say, it's who I'm with. It's their cause. I'm just here.
Yes, well, I understand. Either way, I'm looking to help your company succeed in what they are achieving. However, like I said, there are several instances of the future where I see at least one of you dying. And it's not pretty. If you should follow...
and he kind of like sees that this knight is starting to like walk towards and just like inspect everything that's happening on the dance floor.
I'm sorry, I don't have much time. When there will be an instance where you hear an alarm go off. Several guards will flee from the area. You need to go upstairs, take a right, head down the hallway, and go into the closest master bedroom next to the bathroom. There will be further instructions for you there. Yeah, past the clothesline, past that wretched woman's.
Not the past. Not the clothes room. The clothesline.
Do not go into the room closest to the balcony. That is all I can tell you. Should you follow these instructions...
Champagne flutes in.
What's that?
I am 2 champagne flutes in. This is a lot of instruction.
Give me a Constitution check. Or sorry, Constitution saving throw.
15.
You kind of you hear his words and you can kind of like keep them in your head, but everything does seem like a bit like strange with what he's saying, and you're trying to like put all the pieces together because this is a lot of information to just digest. And
Could I?
Mhm.
I wanted to see if I could call the knight over
sure.
to call the boy over to send more champagne.
You call out to the knight, this chaos knight, and he says,
What may I assist you with?
Can you ask the boy behind you to bring us another 2 flutes of champagne?
and he like is about to strike his like fist down on the railing, as like this is not what he's kind of meant to do in the area, but he sees Captain Rel just down the way here talking to Pivid, and he like goes
Very well.
and grabs the kid by the coat, pulls him back, kind of like whispers in his ear and pushes him off, and the kid, like very scared, like munching on a piece of candy, goes to grab a tray with 2 flukes of champagne and brings it to you.
And then I'll grab both of them. Say thank you, and then hand one. And then drink mine really fast.
And he like runs past and tries to like hug this side of the railing.
You don't seem phased. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I don't understand. This is a terrible situation you're in, and you're lackadaisically drinking.
I mean,
Pardon.
You said you saw my past.
Yes.
So you're really that surprised?
No. Milady. Apologies.
I'm gonna give him my empty one and take his.
Woo! You start drinking this next glass of champagne, and give me a Constitution check before you take a sip.
A 19.
19. So you actually feel pretty good just in your previous state. It hasn't really actually hit you from what initially it did, and Dolphy Evans sees you going to chug the second glass of champagne. Oh boy. And he is going to attempt to slap it out of your hand.
I'm gonna try to grab his wrist. He tried to.
Okay, perfect. Are you trying to keep the champagne in your hand too?
Yes.
Okay, so give me an agility.
I'm gonna be saying the songs because it's played 5 times already.
Give me an agility saving throw. Wow. Okay. Damn.
Oh, 15.
He actually manages to slap the glass out of your hands.
I'm so sad.
And it kind of flies across the room and comes to a crash, and the music comes to a stop. And
Wasn't very smart, was it? I'm gonna look around and see for who's gonna be coming up these stairs.
The guard here, this knight, kind of like briefly just like looks over to you, and just like looks at Dolphy, and Dolphy like gives him a nod that everything is okay, and he very like nonchalantly moves back to his station.
Wow, does this guard just think I was drunk and dropped it? How dare! It was slapped out of my hand. I'm gonna go talk to the guard.
Oh no.
Oh boy. Okay, perfect. You step down and head back into the main area here. You move up to the guard.
I hate to be a bother again, but did you not think to check thoroughly on why their glass fell?
You have been nothing but a bother.
I mean, I don't mean to, like I opened with, but, you know.
I've learned not to question things.
Okay, but he just slapped it out of my hand. What if I was in danger?
Are you in danger?
I'm in danger of being down one less glass of champagne now.
Boy!
And he calls out to the butler, and he's like kind of like giving, like he has like a full tray of champagne once more, and he's giving it to the various party goers, and he goes, "Come here!" And he runs over with quite a few champagne glasses.
I'm gonna take 2 again.
You take 2, and he says,
There you are.
Thank you. Then I want to go back up to the dance floor, hand 1 to him, and then try to find Pivot.
and then try to find Pivot.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. You hand it off to him, and he looks kind of devastated. And he says,
Please heed my advice.
Okay, say it one more time. Just speed run it.
Okay. You will hear a cue. It will be very obvious.
Cue, the guards will go.
The guards will go,
Go upstairs.
and that will be your chance to get upstairs.
And then
and-
I go upstairs, and then
yes.
I go and take a right, and then I go down, and I go to a master bedroom.
Yes.
Not the one near the balcony.
Yes, the guest bedroom. Go in there, and I will leave instructions for you as to what
See,
to
you
do
said
next.
master, so that's why I got confused. Because the master I saw was in a pigsty. Anyways, you're in the wrong here, and I'm the one off of now 5 champagne floats. Anyways, there's gonna be a thing. Guards are gonna run. I have to go upstairs, go to the guest bedroom.
Yes.
You said it wrong the first time, which confused me, so therefore that it was on you. And then I will hide in there, the furthest from the balcony.
Yes.
And then I'm just gonna drink my champagne, put it down on the floor next to him, and then go find Pivot.
give me another con saving throw.
20.
Perfect. Yeah, you feel just fine. And he kind of almost just in excruciating agony, almost falls to his knees, but catches himself and kind of puffs himself back up and puts on a smile and walks off the dance floor and begins talking with various people. You head over to good old Rizid here.
Help me!
Did you guys have fun upstairs?
I'd say so. Wasn't it wonderful? Magical, even?
I'm glad to hear.
I feel so much pain for you.
Why would you do this to me, man?
Because I love making terrible things.
Tori's right. This is abuse.
Abuse.
I'm having so much fun. This is great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy you're enjoying the party.
And it's kind of getting closer to the to 8 o'clock for dinner time. You can tell simply by where this clock is sitting. It is nearing closer and closer to the 8 o'clock mark.
What a big clock.
What's that?
I said, what a big clock.
Yeah, it's literally just an hour hand, just attached to a giant like platform balcony that is rotating in a circle. In the most gaudy, annoying way possible.
Oh my gosh. It's like a sundial, but where's the sun?
Pretty much. And you see just like Jeeves, he has like a glass of champagne in his hands, and he's like listening to a little bit of the club music, and he's just like dancing back and forth just a little bit in the middle of the room, and takes like another swig of the champagne and almost falls over because he's an ancient being.
Can you be humming Chemical Love? Can you be trying to say the words?
You should got
Are you quite alright?
Never been better in my life. I just love my job so much.
Oh, well. Jeeves here said he's worked for you for some time, no?
For quite a few years, yes. He was fired from his previous position because he was drinking on the job and something chaotic happened.
He's drinking on the job right now.
And like he's kind of not picking up on the cue. She goes, and like Jeeves, like is like in the middle of sipping his champagne. He's like, hold on, man, this one last sip, and then he like very just quickly sets it down on the table, and runs back over. Yes, well, it was so unfortunate. I loved my previous lord so much. He was such a lovely gentleman. After his father's passing, I tried to maintain my job, but I was never the same man.
I'm glad you're such a dedicated worker. Please do keep it up.
May the gods bless you. You're all so kind. Chemical love.
I'm so sorry about him. He's just... I feel bad for him.
Seems like a very dedicated, if not all too skilled man.
He tries, but... Oh my god. He had a catastrophic moment in his previous position where he set his lord's mansion aflame by accident by falling asleep.
Oh.
Yeah, it was rather terrible. That was a bit of the last straw. Beforehand, it was the horses being stolen and riches being looted from the mansion as he threw parties while his lord was not there.
I see.
I'm trying to remember what his name was. It was, yes, it was Lord Brunswick.
I love him so much. What a wonderful I didn't say Lord Brunswick. Oh my goodness. I miss him so dearly. His father treated me so well, and since his passing, I can't relate. Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
And then he just turns around for the last time and leaves after nobody says anything to him. He just kind of fucks off. Chemical love.
Oh my god.
Well, I'll leave you two be for now. I have a little bit of business to attend to before the dinner starts in a couple of minutes.
Oh, I'm very surprised you're leaving Vivid's side.
Believe me, my heart wanes, but I have to be strong.
Yeah, business is business.
Until later.
And she, like, gives you a wink, and once she walks past Alice, she, like, sees that you're still kind of looking at her, and she, like, slaps her ass like so nobody else can see and walks past. And begins talking to.
What?
Yeah, she kind of like mimics like. Never mind. She leaves.
Hello?
She leaves.
She leaves. Just staring at Pippin.
Pippin staring at Alice. I will not forgive you for that.
I didn't enjoy my time down here either. I had to have a dance with a very rude twink who slapped my glass of champagne out of my hands.
Rude twink? What? Do you mean the man from before? The clairvoyant?
Yeah, I don't remember his name. I never will remember his name. But I do remember instructions he told me. And I tried to walk to the most secluded spot to tell Pippin.
Perfect. You kind of like look around like the room and see that like the kind of like most secluded place potentially might be in one of the off rooms here. Like over here or over here.
I'm gonna...
Other than that, like maybe the dance floor.
Was that the dance floor again? You get to hear Chemical Love?
Yeah, you can hear Chemical Love again.
Okay. So Pivot, should I explain this to you at the dance floor or in one of the rooms around? The dance floor might seem the most inconspicuous, but one of the rooms around could be potentially more secluded, but also I wouldn't want your girlfriend to think that I'm trying to take you.
Considering our positions, it might seem strange to be up on the dance floor, so likely one of the secluded rooms. If only for a brief moment, to make it quick.
Okay. I don't know which room. I'm just gonna walk till I find one.
The downstairs rooms here?
Yes.
Okay, so she did tell you that this is the bathroom here, and then this is the kitchen. Those are the two rooms that are kind of down.
Glasses in.
Oh no. Yeah, give me one more Constitution saving throw. Now that it's been a little bit.
I'm scared. What is this? An 18.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you're
saved.
with the just like situation at hand, you're doing your best to just maintain focus. Things are kind of like
Very sober.
things are coming like in and out to you, like just little bits of information, but you're kind of grasping onto it as much as you possibly can. You know how like when you drink a little bit too much, you think things very clearly, but you think them much more slowly. That's essentially what's happening to you right now. You're kind of like focusing in on things and thinking very deeply about them, but it's in the real world kind of just translating to a little bit longer over time.
Okay.
Would you like to guide him to exhibit... Wait, where's my pings? Where's my pings? Exhibit A? Or exhibit B?
My penis. I'm going to choose the bathrooms because everyone here has noticed that Alice has been grabbing every champagne possible.
Perfect. You walk off to the bathrooms. Are you following, Piven?
With a slight delay.
Okay, perfect. Is to not look suspicious.
I'm
Yep,
walking
you
past
you enter the bathroom. Let's see. Pivot, how are you walking?
It's like a... It's meticulous, but like somewhat hasty. Like he's kind of worried in a way.
Okay.
It's not like a high key worry. It's like a low key like don't make a scene kind of thing.
So like quickening your pace a little bit just to make sure you're getting there, but like not trying to call attention to yourself.
Right.
Give me a stealth check.
was a 12.
Ooh. Okay. As you kind of hurry by the table here, you bump into one of the chairs, and Rel kind of like turns around just briefly. Not like trying to like make contact with you, but just to see what's happening. And she sees you walk past her and off to the bathrooms.
Seeing her turn, Pivot's just gonna like give her a slight smile and a nod as he passes.
And she actually pretends not to see it. And you head into the bathrooms. And inside the bathrooms, where did it go? Hold on. This is important. This is very important.
This is extremely important.
Rich
concerned.
people. There it is. Why is it up here?
Hello?
And we're going down. Down.
Is this like a bougie ass reclining toilet? What the hell is this?
Wait, why is it invisible? It's doing it again. Hold on.
It's in the walls.
I'm so sad.
They're in
I'm just gonna have to. I'll have to manually do it. Give me one sec. It doesn't want to work with me today.
Yeah, there's toilet paper. Because rich people use toilet paper in this world.
Oh.
Absolutely canon. Yes, you both enter the bathroom, and it's beautiful. It really honestly is very well taken care of. There's like very, very fragrant flowers throughout the interior of it, with paintings just hung up on the wall, a little wash bowl, a couple of urinals with some barriers in between them, a couple sinks, and then there is a sliding curtain with a an absolute throne of a toilet.
That's a lot in this bathroom.
Certainly different.
I'm just gonna go to the sink and turn on the water and start washing my hands in case anybody walks in here and goes like, "Hey,
Perfect.
What are they doing? Why are they talking?" And I'm gonna tell Pivot and say, "Well, 5 or 6 champagne glasses ago, I didn't know information that I was told 4 to 5 glasses in. But basically, Mr. Twink told me that there is going to be an alarm of some sort, some commotion that drags all the guards away, and we are supposed to go upstairs and go to the guest bedroom. He messed up. He told me the master bedroom, and we both know what the master bedroom looks like. So that looks like the least safest place out of this whole area. So we are supposed to go to the guest bedroom, the furthest away from the balcony, and hide in there. That's what he told me. I don't know how much I trust this man. He said something about he knew supporting our cause, and he saw also our past or something like that. It's all a bit hazy right now. He also dipped me on the dance floor, which is rude. He didn't ask permission to dip me. I kind of went for the after dipping me unprovoked, I had to dip him back to assert that dominance, because how dare you dip me? How are you going to dip me on a spinning rower? Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. And he slapped a glass of champagne out of my hand, and that rude guard, didn't even check. He glanced, and once he nodded, then the guards took back. That's not right. That's not... What if I was in danger? What if I was in danger?
Yes.
I was
Truly
in danger, but what if I
come at a
was in
lack of
danger?
sight on the
That's
the
what
dog
I am
spot.
saying. Yes, thank you. But I make
However,
sure to put him in his place. Yes.
So he's a clairvoyant, so likely he has seen bits and pieces of the future and the past through his power, if he's
And
telling the
that's
truth.
what he said. He said he supports our cause. And I said, whoa, buddy, what do you mean our cause? I'm just here playing dress up at this point.
Fair enough. So go to the second floor when the alarm goes off. Go to the guest bedroom and hide there. Why did he want us to hide?
He said something about maybe potentially one of us in our group dying horrendously, something like that. And I don't quite remember.
My That's concerning.
A little bit, but not as concerning as him also almost spilling that champagne on me. Can you imagine how embarrassing that would have been to go around this whole party spilt with champagne?
Yes, it would be terrible effort to get it out of the dress as well.
It would, and I didn't even want to wear this dress.
Didn't you buy a suit as well?
I did.
I thought you were planning to. Never mind.
I don't remember. You should have asked me 7 to 8 glasses ago.
True. So, will you be ready to move if we need to? Or am I going to have to...
Of course.
Okay.
I mean, after all of that drinking and almost falling over, I did manage to climb up on that wall and kill that guard without you guys even noticing, so I'm pretty confident in my own skills.
Very well. I will not worry about it then.
But if you do see me lacking a little bit, don't hesitate to help a little. I'm not asking for help, but and I certainly don't want to be the one that dies horrendously out of all of this. So
I get the feeling this notion of dying horrendously is likely due to the special guest that is here, the Radiant Knight.
either that or whatever you and Little Miss might be getting up to later.
If anyone's dying between the two of us, it's her.
Oh shit.
Okay, fair enough. I'm gonna turn off the water and try to dry my hands on a towel.
Very well.
Alice, as you start drying your hands, you feel a magical energy start to kind of emanate close to your side. And you roll a will saving throw for me.
Oh no.
18.
You
Oh.
know exactly what this is. And you don't panic, but you feel incredibly anxious. Your heart starts beating faster, and you noticeably start breathing heavier too. You reach to your side and you pull out an olivinium stone from your pocket. And you know that it is your father calling. And that you need a magical person's assistance in order to be able to answer it. And you know very well not to ignore your father.
Okay. Now, Pivot, I've been making a lot of jokes towards you in this evening, but right now, as sober as my 9 to 10 glasses can have me right now, but I do need your assistance in answering Daddy's call right now, if you would be so kind.
Vid's just gonna, narrow his eyes, but give, a slow nod, and just kind of shuffle over and link his magic to the stone.
You link to the stone, and you hear that all familiar, just ear-shattering, just infuriating voice ring in your ear that says, "Ah, my wonderful daughter Alice. It's so lovely to speak to you again, my dear. Might I ask why you are currently in Bilms? I take it that you being here means that Soliet is dead."
Yes, it does mean that, of course.
Excellent. I knew that you were capable of amazing things, my dear. But why, may I ask, are you in Bilms?
I had a little time to kill. My joke, haha. But I did have a little time to, spend away, and I decided to wait here, for whenever you gave me your next call, which is right now. So perfect.
Excellent. Tell the one with you to close his eyes.
And then I'm just gonna look at Pivot.
So I've been able to hear until this point.
Yes. Yep.
If I close my eyes, I'm not able to hear?
No, you're able to hear, but it broadcasts both an image from your end as well as their end.
Oh, when you close your eyes?
Yep. And you'll be able to see this as well.
Alright, and now close my eyes and face Alice.
And you hear just like a soft chuckle and says, "You're mighty dolled up, aren't you? What sort of business, might I ask, you have here? I hope that you're taking care of some of the people on your list."
Oh, yes, I am raised as a bit of an overachiever in my craft, of course. So I'm just using this as an opportunity for scouting.
Excellent as always, my dear. Well, I suppose I'll let you get back to it, but I do require that you come back to the city immediately.
All right, I will, of course, I will finish up my scouting, and I will be there.
Ah, and one last thing, my dear.
Alice is just looking up, going,
Leave no stone left unturned. The one with you, kill him. I don't like the way he looks at me.
well, he's a bit of
Alice.
a bit of a,
Yes. A bit of an asset.
yes, currently he's a bit of an asset right now. And I see him further being an asset, so it would kind of, put a little bit of a damper on my scouting and my
What you see as an asset, I see as a liability. I order you to kill him. That is all.
all right.
And he takes you can see him visibly take the stone and he chucks it against the wall, and as the vision starts fading, you see him take a serrated knife out of his pocket and slash the throat of the mage that is with him.
My gosh. My gosh.
Charming. Pavid disconnects from the stone and just kind of takes a step back, warily, but not like fully distrusting. So,
Well, I'm not going to kill you. That would put a damper on the party, and if he wanted to reach me at my max, I guess, obedience, it would have been about 11 to 12 glasses ago, so the champagne kind of saved you this. Jokes. Alright, I think your girlfriend might be missing you.
quite. We'll have to discuss this later.
Who would like to head out of the bathroom first?
I think Pavid will leave first. Pretty much go straight up to Captain Realm.
You exit the bathroom, and as you open up the door, people are talking at her, and she is dead glaring at the entrance of the bathroom.
It's gonna walk up to her. Is something the matter, dear?
No, nothing is the matter. We're just about to get ready for dinner.
And Dalfrey, who's kind of just in between these two, just kind of like nervously looks at the ground.
All right. Pivot will kind of engross himself in the conversation that is taking part.
And then I told her to get lost. Right, honey? Oh, God. She was so pathetic. Oh my God, Dan, you're just so charming. Who did she think that she was trying to get with you?
Oh, great.
And Rel is just like kind of stone-faced, staring at these two as they're going about their conversation, talking at her, and she's not adding anything to the conversation.
Pivot's not even gonna add much else because it's very clearly a boring ass conversation.
Perfect. Alice, what are you doing?
I'm going to leave the bathroom and go try to find a snack in the kitchen.
You head out of the bathroom and start to make your way over to the kitchen. You open up the doors to see several children preparing the dinner, and it seems that they're almost done.
Could I... Okay, I want to walk up to the one closest to me.
Yep.
And I'm going to give them a compliment. Wow, you guys, the service here is amazing. Is there more champagne in here, or is that all outside? No need to freak out. I'm just asking a question, you know.
I can fetch you some, ma'am, right away. And he goes over to the cabinet to grab the flukes and goes under this table, grabs a champagne bottle, and starts filling up the flukes and like shaking, and hands it to you.
Oh, you're shaking so much you almost spilt my champagne. Oh, what's the matter? Is it because I'm in here? Am I not supposed to be in here?
No, ma'am. I just... I'm not allowed to talk to visitors.
Oh, it's okay. I won't tell nobody. And if I don't tell anybody, it's not like we actually talked then.
Yeah, that's what they said last time too. Please be careful.
Who said that last time?
I'm sorry. Please get out. And he he grabs the knife and starts kind of like very quickly chopping up a cucumber. Dinner will be ready in a couple minutes.
And I'm gonna turn around and leave.
Perfect.
Even get my snack. And I'm gonna go up to Pivot.
You want to grab a snack from the table here?
No, I'm just gonna leave with more champagne.
Nice. You just have 2 glasses of champagne or just 1? Just the 1 glass of champagne, yeah?
Yes, just the...
Perfect.
Actually...
Hmm?
No, I'm gonna go back in and try to grab the bottle and then go back outside.
Yep, you go in. He kind of just like is peeking at you through his long bangs and not saying anything and pretending to see. And you grab the champagne bottle. He doesn't say anything.
Just here for the bottle. I enjoyed our non-talk talk. then I'm gonna leave.
Perfect. You now have a champagne bottle in your inventory that is open.
Yeah.
Whole ass bottle.
I want to stand next to the one that's like Hans, so I want to be on Pivot's right side.
Perfect. You walk up, and it seems to be kind of more of the same conversation. Just like various like female potential suitors. He's like, they were all just in for the money, but you're different, aren't you? Oh my god, dude, of course I'm different.
So how did you guys meet? Oh my god.
Well, well, you see, we met at a little bit of a, we actually met here.
Oh. Here.
Mm-hmm. This is
How
our,
long ago?
well, I knew about her previously, and I kind of worked my magic. This is the first time I actually have gotten to meet her in real life, and as you can clearly see, we're meant for one another.
You're putting all your eggs in one basket after the first time meeting?
Well, she's the one that keeps the eggs.
Huh. Okay. That's actually pretty funny. I get that one. That one's good. That is good. So what is it about her? Actually, no, let me ask her. What is it about him that really drives you crazy?
Well, I mean, when I think about it, it's the things that I can't name that are the most incredible. I think that it's the overall thing. He's just so charming.
What overall thing, because if I, was saying that like I'm different or we're meant to be, I certainly could pick out a few little things. What have you noticed? What have you noticed about him? There has to be something that you notice.
He has a very nice jawline. And he he's like, huh? And I like the way he yeah, go on. What do you like about me?
Yeah, what do you like about him?
You wouldn't be, forget about it. You're just like the rest of them. And he kind of moves past like both of you and goes and sits down at the dinner table. And she gives you a death glare and says, fuck you.
Oh, wow. I didn't know I was your type, I do have a nice jawline, though, so thank you for noticing.
Yeah, from talking so much.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for that. And she starts to walk away. And she's gonna start dancing. Just very sadly.
Damn.
Well, it seems that you have really livelied up the place. Don't worry about
Champagne?
it.
I have a whole bottle here. Champagne? Would you like some? You could have the flute or the bottle, but I'm very fond of the bottle.
Could I convince you to give me perhaps the bottle? I am feeling rather thirsty.
Are you gonna drink it, or are you just trying to take it from me?
My dear, I'll drink every last bit.
Right in front of me?
You...
This bottle was just opened, by the way. The only champagne that came out of it is in this flute.
My dear, you have my word.
I'm gonna give it to him, but he has to drink it.
You hand it off to him, and he kind of bites his lip to the side that's not facing Rel, and really, really wants to give you just that look, but he very reluctantly just snaps back into his personality and just smiles and begins drinking drinking right out of the bottle.
Now this is a party, isn't that right?
And this guard up here is just like,
How big is the bottle?
it's a pretty big bottle. Yeah. It's a pretty massive bottle of champagne. It's definitely not small. It's one of the wide-bodied bottles.
Oh my gosh. I've set this man up for disaster.
Yeah, shit.
Okay,
It
now.
would be rather uncouth to drink so much just before dinner, no?
Oh no, you drink now and then dinner sets it all aside.
Well, you would let the alcohol like settle with the food, like after you eat, no?
No, you're sobering up when we eat. So it'll taste. It makes the food taste even better. Now, make sure he finishes that while I go give Mr. Jawline over there this flute.
Very well.
You head out, and he actually guzzles like the entire bottle in front of you, and hands the bottle off to the kid. And says,
See, that was not entirely the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. I feel fine. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Is he actually fine?
yes, he is fine. And he kind of heads past you, and just like once again places his hand on your shoulder, and you feel a chill, and you see him just kind of like seem to think to himself as he walks past you, and he heads into the bathroom.
And then as he passes by, I want to say out loud, you didn't really see that one coming, did you?
And he like kind of pauses with his back to you, and laughs to himself and says,
Straight out of Captain Rel's book. Excellent.
Damn.
That's crazy.
you head over to to this young man here.
I'm just gonna put down the flute and tap him on the shoulder and say, "You look like you need this more than I do."
Oh my god, I'm so tired of it all.
See, I was tired about 16 to 17 glasses of champagne ago. Maybe a bottle. I don't know. I didn't drink the bottle, actually, now that I remember.
You seem to have had quite a few there. Give me another con saving throw.
Oh god. I'm scared every single time.
You're just drinking
I'm scared
so
every
much.
single time. Con 17.
Oh my god.
Let's see.
Bill.
Give me 1 second.
Sorry.
I'm scared now. I'm scared that you need a second.
You start to feel your cheeks get very rosy red,
Okay.
and you can definitely start to feel it affecting your speech.
Is there water on the...
Yes,
I should
there's
ask him that.
ask him if there's water.
Yeah, so I'm be like, which one is the water? Because I did drink a lot actually.
Oh, yeah, yes, of course, dear. Here,
Dear, hold on now.
I'm sorry, it's just... for such a... established lady as yourself, I thought I'd give you the proper respect.
What you can give me is the water. So.
Yes, of course.
And he reaches. He has had a glass that just got filled up. He hasn't drank out of it yet. He hands it over to you. None of these glasses on the table are filled up just yet.
No, I see the bread on the table. Can I grab a bread, or will they look at me funny? I'm gonna grab a bread.
You grab a piece of bread, and you do definitely get some looks from around the room, seeing that it's very uncouth of people to show up at this kind of party and just start to eat without everybody sitting down to have a toast first.
Okay, I'm going to take it. My bread. Go to Grell.
Go to Realm.
Yeah, go to Rel.
Mhm.
And be like, Rel. Now, you probably not even being near me most of the night have known can just look at me and see how much I have drinking. I forgot why I came over here. What's in my hand? Bread. Yes, bread. Bread. Pivot. It's okay. It's okay. I'm asking. Rel, will it be alright if I try to sober myself up just a tiny bit with this bread? You know, I know the food is almost out, but I would like to get a little head start with my stomach. You know how we can be when we get too into the party,
Very unenthusiastically.
Somebody has to make sure that Pivot gets to that room with you tonight, and I will take that duty. So I must sober up to make sure.
She very unenthusiastically just looks at you and says,
Yeah, if you don't want to wait the minute for the food to come out, go ahead. What do I care?
You know, that minute could save your night with this man. And I'm gonna bite the bread and go back to Mister at the table.
you head back over, and she kind of like turns to you, Piven, and says,
Would you like to let me know what's going on here?
How do you mean?
With her.
I noticed she had drunk quite a bit. That's why I followed her into the bathroom. I was wondering if she was throwing it up or not. But evidently I had no need to be worried. Evidently she decided to drink more.
Her presence rubs awfully on you.
Indeed. I will likely not bring her to other such conventions. It was likely a mistake in the first place, but I thought she would behave herself better. My apologies, Captain Red.
Your apologies are one thing, but if this night is sullied, it spells badly for me and you.
I understand.
Very good.
and then she walks over to the table and grabs one of the glasses and begins tapping it with a spoon.
And she says, "Everybody gather round, the food's coming out."
And everybody kind of starts heading to the table, taking their seats. Jeeves kind of just like walks to like the end of the table and like sits down, and then was like, "Oh yeah, yes, of course." And then he like heads over to the kitchen to grab the food. But everybody starts filling in at the table.
Maybe we'll take a seat as well.
I can't believe this woman still be spinning.
Spin.
Still going.
Yeah, she's still going. Oh lord, she going.
Sure.
Where would you like to take a seat, Pippin?
I'm gonna have to take a seat next to Alice just to make sure she behaves.
I mean, she has Hans right next to her.
That's not gonna help.
The extra behavioral to
Blondie right above.
And as the glass gets rung, Dolphy Evans steps out of the bathroom, and he is going to take a seat just across the way here. And Captain Rel, once again, with a kind of just a smile on her face, starts speaking to everybody at the table as she waits for the food to just kind of be placed on. And she says,
Welcome. It's all lovely to see you. We are just simply waiting for the radiant knight to come grace us with his presence, and then we'll start things up. We have a very important meeting, but and more importantly than that, we have a wonderful meal ahead of us as well. Make sure to enjoy all of the delicious culinary delights that you can't normally get in Petovia. Only here at this mansion.
And then she raises her glass for a first toast and says,
To our future success.
and everybody else starts raising their glasses up.
It raises his as well.
Alice raises hers as well as she could. Kind of like the shoulder, her elbows kind of on Hans's. I'm just naming him Hans. I didn't ask for his name. For not Hans's shoulder to help her hold it up.
And he like very like politely in the most desperate way possible is just like letting you do it and just kind of like looking to make sure that you're okay. And as they make the toast, the food starts being placed on the table. You have several delicious looking pieces of food placed before you. Oh, fuck. I got this. Don't you even worry. It's under the table. I don't know why it's under the table, but now it's on top. Just like that. Magic. The maids and butlers all congregate around the table, start filling up waters, and they begin kind of like passing trays of food around and asking if like you want certain things. They kind of this one approaches Alice first, the boy from the kitchen, and kind of bows his head and he says, "Milady, would you like some greens?"
Greens, of course.
He places some greens on the table. Another girl comes across and offers you a piece of very, very just like delicious smelling slow cooked beef.
I'm just gonna point to my plates and go, I think you know what to do. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
She places it on the plates, and you as well, Pivot.
You'll accept both greens and meat.
But never green meat.
Never the green eggs and ham. And
Never had a green egg. I have.
I actually have never had a green. Oh well, not like the actual inside of the egg. No, I've had like outside shell eggs green, but and Jeeves kind of like sits at the table before everything is done, and a couple minutes pass and nobody has touched their food yet. Everybody is still waiting for the arrival of the Radiant Knight, and Rel is seemingly getting more and more impatient. And she kind of just like looks over at Dolphy and says, "Evans! My lady, yes, what can I do for you?"
Where is the Radiant Knight? We can't very well have our dinner and meeting without the most important person of the event, can we, Evans?
"No, my lady. I will fetch him immediately." And he stands up and he walks over and goes upstairs. Spin. And yeah, a couple more minutes kind of pass in silence. There's no just idle chatter amongst anybody at this dinner table right now. And after a couple of minutes, Dolphy steps back down the stairs with with a man. And they head over to the table, and Dalfrey kind of does not approach the table, but this man very, very eagerly and confidently approaches and says,
A pleasure to meet your acquaintances. I will be filling in for the Radiant Knight's stead at this event.
What do you mean? You'll be filling in for the Radiant Knight. He was the one here who was supposed to be listening in on this elaborate...
enough! And she kind of like slams her fist on the table and says,
He will hear directly from Pivid as to how the project is going. Do you hear me?
I'm afraid not, my dear Captain Rell. I, as of today, will be taking over full responsibility of Bilms. You have been relieved of your duty.
What? What do you mean I've been relieved of my duty? No one steps on my territory and doesn't even look me in the goddamn face to tell me I'm being kicked out of my position, my mansion. This is my home. And you have just pushed me just a little bit too fucking far.
and she grabs the plate and snaps it in half and drops it on the table, stands up and walks past. And as she begins to walk past, he goes to take her seat. And as he sits into the seat, you hear a siren going off.
What?
Everybody, it's really, really loud. Can be heard, and it seems to be from relatively close by. And Captain Rell steps dead in her tracks and spins around and says, "What is going on here? You!" And points to this Chaos Knight and says,
Yes, ma'am.
You go investigate that now.
Ma'am.
and he heads out the door and leaves.
I'll return shortly.
And she heads upstairs. And Dalfrey looks over to Alice and like kind of just widens his eyes as he presses a glass of champagne to his lips.
Alice is playing with a fork on the table.
Perfect. And Dalfrey approaches the table and sits down and looks over to this man and says, "It's a pleasure to see you here, Lieutenant Greaves. What do I owe you the honor?"
That wench is being removed from her position immediately. She has been funneling gold from the Empire for too long, and it seems that she's been caught red-handed. And now.
And he takes his feet and sets them on top of the table. He says, "Things are going to be run a bit differently." Welcome to my manor.
Alice is gonna look at Pivid and then mouth the words, "I think that was the bell."
Pivid's just gonna give a slight nod.
I think we have to go.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to get up from here.
Give me... yeah, go ahead.
Lieutenant Greaves, I feel you're taking this alarm rather... Well, you aren't taking it seriously at all. Is this not a security threat to deal with?
Trouble in paradise. Not my concern. When I'm fully in charge, I will take care of things myself. But this all falls on Captain Rel, making her look even worse. And she might have an unsightly surprise should she try to confront the Radiant Knight. May I ask, who are you?
I am Pavid, apprentice to Soliet the Witch.
Soliet. I hear she does great work.
Yes, some of the best. I work as her adjutant and resident torturer.
Gruesome.
And
What?
he just like kind of takes his fork and picks up a piece of like cabbage that's just sitting on the table and kind of swirls it in the air and pops in his mouth as his feet are still kind of just up on the table.
And Pavid's gonna kind of like look over at Alice, like, Alice, you don't appear to be well. Perhaps you would like to have a lay down upstairs? Rather than swaying about in your seat?
Then Alice's eyes are gonna open really wide open and, like, not yell, but whisper at a talking voice. I don't want to go to that room. That room. I'd rather keel over in this chair than go back to that room with the clothesline.
That's the master bedroom. I'm talking about the guest bedroom.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Might we be excused, Lieutenant?
May you be excused. may you be excused? No. No, you may not.
And
Oh.
he takes his feet off the table and begins to ready a weapon and down the stairs. Arrive. Two of the Stiphanese armsmen. And this Chaos Knight walks up to the table. He says, "We will be executing every single last one of you for your cooperation with this woman. However, if you beg, I may consider making it quick."
Pavid will stand up from his chair.
Alice is gonna raise her hand. And then almost fall over the table from
What?
raising this hand.
What do you want?
Well, I was listening. You see, I'm about 20 to 25 flutes of champagne in, but I was listening to that part where you were talking about the threat from the alarm and how it would make her look bad, you know, if it got too out of hand for her to handle, you know, and you being all powerful in your stance right now. You know, I thought, because I am a woman of, you know, making myself look better than what it actually might be at the surface, but, you know, it would actually be even more to not only make her look bad, but make you shine as radiant as you can if you handled it. And, you know, if the way that you're talking too, it makes it seem like it would be just like lifting a finger for you at this point.
Give me a persuasion check.
Please. What is this? Oh, 17.
you ask this of him, and as you do, this girl very frantically stands up and says, I don't want to die. I don't want to die, please. I just wanted to live a normal life. And she begins to run away, and this Stephanie's armsman runs up behind her, grabs her by the throat, and guts her, and drops her to the ground.
You see how quick and simple that was? That could be just as quick and simple as handling this task.
It will be simple, my dear. It will be simple.
And he starts to stand up, and Dolphy Evans takes the tablecloth and, as tough as he possibly can, goes to throw it at the lieutenant, kind of briefly knocking him over from his chair and blinding him. And Dolphy looks over to you and doesn't say go, but if ever there was an indicator for you to leave now, it is now.
I'm gonna give the fork that was in my hand to the Hans looking and look at Pivot and say we should go.
Yep.
You go to stand up. Give me an agility saving throw. Alice.
16.
You manage to, you kind of start to stumble backwards, but you catch yourself, and you start both kind of running to get to the stairs. This Chaos Knight is going to attempt to grab onto Alice. Let's see. Give me an agility saving throw again.
Oh god, I'm scared. Oh god.
Ooh.
It's a 7.
He rolls a 19 on his grab.
Oh boy.
He grabs right onto you, and give me a strength check.
This is where it all goes down. 6.
Mm-hmm.
He rolls an 11 altogether with his +2.
Oh.
He grabs right onto you, and yeah, he has a pretty tight grab onto you. He doesn't let you go. Pivot, what do you do?
Okay.
We're not just in combat just yet. This Stephanie's armsman, in response to the tablecloth being flipped on top of him, is going to attempt to detain Dolphy. And while you're thinking on what to do, he's going to attempt to grab him. Dolphy manages to evade his grab. What would you like to do?
Oh, he's pretty much gonna try to body check the fucking knight.
Perfect. Gonna ram into him
Like,
as hard
pretty
as
much
possible.
Try to run full speed to ram the bastard.
Okay. Give me a strength check, and he's gonna give you a strength saving throw.
That was a good roll. Okay.
He rolls a 14 altogether.
I rolled a 16.
Perfect. You knock him over, and it manages to loose his grip just enough that she is able to squirm out of his grab.
I'm squirming.
Oh, Lord, I'm squirming.
Oh lord, I'm squirming. Oh lord, I'm
Just
squirming.
go.
And I'm assuming you both go to run to the staircase.
Yep.
And Dolphy goes to run towards you guys, and this other Stephanie's armsman is going to attempt to strike him with his weapon.
Oh god.
Can I potentially cast a spell?
Sure.
Okay. I'm gonna cast. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna cast Wavering Chain Lightning at the Siphony's armsman who's trying to attack him. Try to, like, kind of knock him off balance, really.
Sorry, what are you casting on him?
Wavering Chain Lightning.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and roll for it.
What's his AC here?
That is a nat 20.
Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Let's see if he's resistant to anything.
How do you do crits?
It is overall double the damage, unless it says otherwise. So if it says like +2, plus whatever on top of that, it's doubled after that.
Okay.
Reverse PEMDAS, bitches.
So that is 10 lightning damage, doubled to 20.
Doubled to 20. It strikes him pretty heftily, and he goes for a swing, and he actually misses. It kind of just goes like right over Dolphy's head as he goes to duck, and Dolphy continues to run towards you as you approach the stairs.
Keep booking it.
We running.
You all head upstairs. Let's see. Let me just do this here.
Sorry, Hans, you're getting got today.
Bit unfortunate, but sometimes it really do be like that. And you run upstairs, and I'm assuming probably Alice or Pivot, are you in front here?
Pivot, I'll probably take the lead since Alice seems to be
Alice is gonna
less
turn
than
around
checked in.
and- Wow.
Um,
Alice holds her liquor pretty well.
where are you headed?
For the guest room.
All right, so you're banking down this hallway here, and Alice, I'm assuming you follow. Dolphy is close behind you here, and you start running to the guest bedroom, and Dolphy catches up for the most part and says,
Wait. Only one of you. Only one of you.
Only one of us what?
Only one of you can hide. He will find you.
Then what would happen to the other one?
The other one needs to join me. We're going to have to fight.
Alice. Go ahead.
Alice cracks her knuckles and goes like, "What do you mean? I can fight. I'm perfectly capable."
I say this with true sincerity. If you go out to fight, you will die.
But what if all three of us fight?
It won't matter. I have seen the future. You need to believe me, and we do not have time.
So if I fight, I die, but if Pivot fights, he doesn't die?
Yes.
Are you only telling me that because I'm drunk and you want to persuade me to go hide because I'm your favorite dance partner?
Die
ever?
for all I
Or-
care if this is what you really want, but I'm telling you straight-faced. Now that we're alone, I'm not bullshitting you. If you go out to fight, you will die.
I'm gonna hand him one of my smoke grenades and go hide in the closet.
Yeah, into the guest bedroom here.
Yelling at me. Yeah.
Uh,
Yelling at me after smacking my champagne out of my hands. I can fight.
You head into the guest bedroom. Head into the guest bedroom. And
This looks 4 billion times nicer than the master.
oh, it's very nice. Yeah, she definitely puts a lot of effort to kind of showboat for people and just be like, "Hey, I'm filthy rich." Also, I spent like, just look at this. I know this is a very serious situation, but look how much detail I put into this fucking tablecloth.
Yeah, like literally, he was just ranting about it. If I could do that.
I literally spent an hour on these two tables. You head in into the guest bedroom, and Dolphy looks to you, Pivot, and says,
We don't have the best chances, just ourselves, but we have to fight. It's the only way, I promise you.
I believe you. Besides, We'd get found either way.
Thank you. Let's make haste.
Get it done.
You both head to the downstairs. Alice, you enter the guest bedroom, and what do you do?
I'm gonna murmur to myself still. Like telling me to go hide, but I can't handle myself. They're saying that I'm going to die. Me, Alice, the Alice Findle, telling me that I'm going to die from fighting. He saw me. I can't believe this. He's smacking my champagne glass out of my hand. Where am I gonna hide? I don't hide. I do hide. Well, I don't hide like this. I'm gonna walk around looking.
You look around the room and give me an observation check. Are you looking anywhere in particular?
Just overall around, seeing what would be a good hiding spot.
Okay.
A 13.
You're looking for a hiding spot. Generally, quite a few of these areas kind of look not too terrible for a hiding spot. There is under this table. It's a long tablecloth. There's the bed. There's the closets. Is that all you're looking for? Hiding spot?
Is there anything out of the ordinary in this room?
Give me another observation check.
No, never mind. I shouldn't have asked. My bad. I got a 2. I'm gonna hide under the bed.
Perfect. You go to hide under the bed, and as you do, you slide in and hear from across the room a couple of people arguing in the room over from you. Give me 1 second. This won't translate to you guys, and I do apologize for this, but it'll sound pretty cool for this stream, hopefully. You hear Captain Rel very clearly through the other room say,
This is bullshit! This is my mansion! And who are you to kick me out of it? Right hand to the kingdom itself and the sword and shield of Nial? Fuck you. I'll do what I want, and I'm taking this area for myself.
And you hear Alice just very quietly in response, heavy breathing.
That states, you have overstepped your boundaries. Had you just gone along and got arrested, this fate would not befall you. But now, I give you one final chance to kneel before the kingdom and your goddess as she granted you passage and the right to serve under her divine province.
And Captain Rel takes a second to think to herself and says,
I'd rather fight with honor and take your head and become the new Radiant Knight.
and she goes to swing at him, and you hear just a big miss, and yet again another swing, and it connects this time. You hear it bounce, and just a silence for a brief second as a gigantic, and I mean gigantic, crash comes through the wall. Give me 1 second here. I need to get her in this room. Captain Rel. Let me reveal this. A gigantic crash comes through this wall. Alice completely tearing it through, crumbling to the ground. and you see Captain Rel's body. Actually, give me 1 second. Yep. Okay. You see Captain Rel's body come flying through this area. It destroys this table entirely, just completely crumbles it. And yeah, I have like 100 layers, so it's just going to take me a quick second here to unlock all of them to get rid of it.
Your hard work.
There it goes. It's all gone now.
Bye.
And her body just goes right into the bookshelf, which comes slamming down on top of her. And her body goes completely limp. And you just hear footsteps and heavy breathing slowly start to encroach into the room. And you hear...
He lifts.
He lifts up the table and casts it aside, and then goes to grab Captain Rel's body, but looks over to the other half of the room here, and starts to slowly but surely walk towards your area of the room, still breathing very heavily, getting closer and closer. And as he is about to approach the bed in the next room over, a broom falls onto the ground, tapping the wood right as he's about to look under the bed. He turns, walks over to the door, grabs the door, pulls it off its hinges, and walks into it, finding nothing else in the room. And then he turns around and once again grabs Captain Rel's body. He drags Rel's body with just one hand very, very easily right past you in the bed here. And you just see a blood stain just slowly trailing behind Rel. And Rel is just like kind of twitching. Just barely alive. And he exits the door and heads over to the balcony here. And you simply hear...
You should have turned yourself to the hand of fate and listened to the sound advice of Dolphy Evans. Be gone, wench.
And he casts her body through this glass balcony, this doorway here. Oops. Completely shattering it, dropping glass everywhere, and her body goes flying off the balcony and onto the ground, and you simply hear a woman scream outdoors. Look up! And that is where we're going to end episode 9. Thank you so much for joining me, you two. I'm going to give my outro very quickly. I'll be right back. Thank you for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. What a very, very exciting episode. I was waiting to get to this. And only more exciting things to come. The party's first encounter with the Radiant Knights. And this was exactly what I was hoping for. So, without further ado, we have an episode this Friday, which will close up the little mini arc here. Most likely in Bilms. You get to see Pivid kind of make a last stand with Dolphy Evans. in the first floor of the mansion here against Lieutenant Greaves, and we will find out what happens with the Radiant Knight and Alice above. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I will see you same time this Friday here, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you are enjoying the content, which I hope you are, there is the Patreon. Type in !Patreon. This supports me and Tori Kuno directly. We work very, very hard to put these episodes out, so any and all support that you do give us, we wholeheartedly appreciate. You guys just even tuning into the streams means an absolute buttload to us. So thank you so much, guys, as once again, and I hope you all have a lovely rest of your evening. I hope you all have a good rest of your evening.
My Dungeoneers.